Hello friends, welcome here or welcome back. In today's video, I thought we could just chill for a bit and do some painting together. I want this to be a nice, relaxing time, so most of the audio will be voiceover. I'll be talking you through what I'm doing, the inspiration behind my work, some general musings, and the odd poem laced in there too. If, however, you're just here for the calming vibes of watching a painting video, that is more than okay. Feel free to mute me and play some relaxing music in the background instead. You're currently watching me do some preliminary sketches of elements that I'd like to include, and in a while we'll move on to the painting. But first, let me show you a bit more of the inspiration behind the piece I'll be painting today. This June, I visited Pennsylvania to see my boyfriend's childhood home and where he grew up. It was a wonderful trip, but I was really very unwell for most of it, and I didn't get to document it how I wanted to because of those circumstances. So I'm revisiting it today to reference elements and hopefully create something that will somewhat encapsulate the gorgeous flora and fauna that we were surrounded by on the trip. So, now you've seen the inspiration, let's get painting. The first thing I'm doing is choosing my colour palette and brushes, and then I'll start mixing up the colours as I go. I'm not someone that pre-mixes my palette, I do it as I work. I just find I have more ease and flexibility to my workflow that way. But do whatever works for you. Today I'm using gouache paint, which is a water-activated paint that has a wonderful opaque and matte quality. You can see that as I'm laying it down here. It can also be thinned out to create a bit more translucency, which I like, and it gets to a touch dry state really quickly too, which is lovely to work with. As someone that's used to the liveliness of watercolour paint, this is a nice in-between medium. There's still some movement and fluidity to the mark making, but it's definitely a little easier to control, which can be helpful for a smaller and more detailed piece, like the one I'm working on today. I've been fairly unmotivated to develop my art practice recently. Perhaps it's the season of summer and wanting to be outside more. Perhaps I feel more connected to my video making at the moment. Perhaps I just needed a little time away from painting. Could be any number of things. Needless to say, I jumped on this tiny sliver of inspiration to start this painting. Even sitting down to sketch felt really hard, and I really had to push through the initial uncomfortable feeling and discomfort before settling back into loving the process. If this is something you're struggling with too, I get it. It's not uncommon to lose touch with something you love doing and feel tentative about starting again. But I'm here to reassure you that it's totally fine, and it'll be there to welcome you back with open arms whenever you're ready. Colouring in and staying inside the lines is fine, but I like it when stuff leaks. When the blue bird and the blue sky are just one blur of blue flying, and the feeling of the feathers in the air and the wind along the blade of wing is a long gash of smudgy colour. I like it when the flowers and the sunshine puddle red and yellow into orange, the way the hot sun on my back lulls me, muddles me. Sleepy in the scented garden makes me part of the picture, part of the place. Hi everyone, I'm here to show you kind of the final finished piece. I haven't completely finished. There's still quite a bit of area at the front here that I'm just unsure of what I want to do with it. I know it's going to involve foliage of some kind, but I'm just not sure exactly where I want to take it. I added in some extra highlight with some white gouache paints, specifically on the deer, on their markings. And so far, I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. I still think that the contrast isn't quite perfect for this. I think it looks a little bit flat in places, but to say that this kind of came out of just having a go and trying to get back into painting, I'm really pleased with it. I think that the colour palette that I went for, although it was slightly different from what I had originally planned to use, I'm actually really pleased with it, kind of utilising more purple tones rather than the deep kind of russet reds that originally I was going to go for. I think it still has that slightly autumnal edge, but it's a little bit more seasonally vague, which could be a good thing, I'm not sure. But I really like it. I like how the deer turned out. I'm always a bit nerve-wracking to do creatures' eyes when it's just a couple of brush strokes, because you can really mess it up and make them look completely evil very quickly. So I'm really pleased with this. If this video has inspired you to do something creative, then please let me know what it is in the comments below. I would love to know what you've been up to. Thank you so much for joining me today for my little paint along, paint with me. I really hope you had a nice time. It was lovely to see you here. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me in the future, you can hit the subscribe button, and again, if you enjoyed it, there is also a like button lurking around that I would really appreciate you clicking. Don't know what that was. Similarly, there should be a subscribe button coming around now, and if you would feel so inclined, I would love to see you back here again. once again, thank you so much for being here. Take care, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.